Hey guys, welcome back. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm got my monitor over here. All right, cool. So what I'm trying to capture on this one is I want to replace this with a drop-down box. So what I did is I did it outside of here into another application. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it on this code or on this screen. Kind of moving around here. And sorry. So I'm gonna do it on this screen. I'm gonna add that drop down here to see if it works. So I think what I want to do here is let me pull up, because I want to pull this up first. All right. Let me do assistant. And what I want to do is I want to pull in my Linux controller. All right, so I want to take out this text box right here, which is the house fill. So I'm not going to be using it anymore, so I'm just going to comment it out because it's not going to work once I take it out. I'm going to delete it. Actually doesn't like me doing that, so let's see if I could do this. Why is it saying that? Let's see why. I think it's going to blow up. Yeah, because I took it out. Shoot. All right, let's do this. Till we know our process works, let's do. All right, edit, undo. We'll just have to build around it for now. All right, we don't need any problems, so let's, I'm going to move it down here temporarily. So that way I can apply my code up here. It doesn't affect it, so when we test it, we can validate it. All right, so what I need to do is click over here. And it's similar to what Sammy said, called a spinner, but it's called something different here. It's called a picker. Picker view. So I'll click on picker view. It's kind of big, so it's going to take up some real estate. So this will be a challenge here itself because it is going to affect our code in some sense. So let's see what I gotta do to make it smaller. Oops. There we go. It's definitely going over top of. I'm gonna have to adjust this a lot, so let's see here. There's not gonna be any code in there right now, so we have to code it. All right, so first and foremost, let's just drag this guy down here. I'll put him right at the top here. And this will be a picker. I'm trying to think what we want to call it. We'll just call it picker. So it should be an outlet. Shouldn't be any. I'm trying to think. It should just be an outlet. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So we have picker, UI picker view. So that should be good. All right. So that's a start. So now we're going to hard code this for now, but we will identify how we'll use it as an API later. So step one is to make sure it works. You know, make sure your code works before you actually do anything with it. So let's see, where do I want to put this? I want to put this outside the load. So let's do this right here. Let's type in let, and we'll do items. So this will be our list. Maybe we'll call it list. List that's a keyword. We'll say items equals, and then we'll just hard code this for now. Neville. We have a Shady Side, and then we have University Place. Perfect. Oops. So this is stuff that we could come back and modify later without a problem. So we'll do a function. We'll call it picker view. and then we'll call it picker view. And then we'll do a UI picker view, which is the name of the view that we grabbed there. And we'll do a comma. We'll do title row. Let me see if I get some real estate here. There you go. Title row dot row colon, and we'll pass an integer. And for our component, we need a component here, and it'll be an integer. And then we'll do a callback feature on a string, and then we'll pass in a string value here. So we'll return items, whatever our items are, will be our rows. So this will allow us to return our data. All right, so apparently it didn't like something because I probably spelled it wrong. Let's see here. Yep, I didn't say I was the best speller. Picker view. Picker view. Underscore FUNC. No, see, here's my problem. I go from language to language and make mistakes too often. All right. Title row. I didn't like. All right. Why did I like it? Title for row. Oh, it's supposed to be title for row, I think. Let's double check. It's title for row, row colon. All right, I like that. All right, so there's something I forgot to do here. I needed to do our components. So we need to capture the amount of components. So we'll do number of components in the picker view. So we need to identify how many components there are. And then we need to pass in picker view because that's the class. And this will be an integer. And then I've tried to do so many different ways of doing this drop down. This is something that has been around since I think the beginning of iOS, and I actually forgot about it. When I was playing around with some other different things that were out there, I seen this and I was like, oh, I forgot about this. And I honestly forgot it was even still available. All right. So let's see here. We have the number of components with the picker view, which returns the items. All right, so let's go down further. So now this next one right here will be the number of rows in the component. So we'll have to evaluate that and do a count there. And then we'll have to do another picker view function for picker view, which will identify saying that, hey, let's let the value equal the items. And we're gonna set up a variable that we'll use so that we could, we want to set this because what will happen here is when we pass this over to our API, we need to assign a value. So let's say the value is selected picker value or selected house value, whatever the case is. We'll want to grab that value and put it down below so that we can utilize it. So actually with that said, you might want to, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but the way that we have the API set up down here is, let's see here, house fill.text. We might be able to just put our picker view here. We'll have to wait till that time comes to see if that's going to work. But let's see if we could just get it to work in our application first and foremost. All right. Going on to the third part. So this one right here, I'm seeing if I could copy and paste some of this stuff in here so I don't have to do it over and over. So let's copy and paste it in here and make changes as necessary. It will not like it at first, which I don't believe it. All right, so this one right here is pretty much the same thing. We're using a picker view instead of title for row. This one right here is using number of rows and component. Okay. And instead of using what we will use above, we'll do component here. So we'll do component, colon, and then we'll do integer like we had below. The only difference here is we're not going to put all this other stuff here. Take this out, I think. So we could say for integer, and we don't need to convert it to a string either. Oops. All right. And then we could have return items.count. We want to see what the count is. Oops. All right, so that's important right there. And it didn't like it for some reason. So let's see why. Picker view, UI picker view, number of rows in component. I think that's right. Component, colon, oh, I think I know what it is. Integer, I forgot to remove the string. That's why it's blowing up. Oh, that's the right one. Control V. Wrong one. So we're on this one. So where I have integer right here, I didn't do a callback here. I thought I did, but I didn't. So it needs that, or it will not like it, and it still doesn't like it. So let's see what's going on here. Let's do this real quick. I'm gonna go out of here into, because I don't like that screen like that. I can't see anything. All right, now all of a sudden it works. All right, beautiful. That's all I had to do is go out of that. I didn't need to be in that screen, and it was taking up all my real estate, so I hated that. So now we have two items there. So we have the number of components here. Pass this over here. Oops. And I'll put it at the top. Number of components. This right here identifies the items in the row. So how many items do we have? We have 3. So, and then this one right here identifies the total count. Perfect. All right. So what's our next one? So we have the 3, and now we'll need a function that will be able to say, hey, which row did we select? So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. So this is a 4th one. This one right here will be which now we might use this differently on other ones, so we'll see here. So we'll do a function picker view underscore picker view. Then we'll do the UI picker view, which is the object that we have in place. Did select row. So what happens here is when someone selects a row, we grab that value. Row is an integer. Yep. And then in component. And then the component is an integer. And then we'll do this right here. And here, we might change this later on. We'll say maybe selected picker value equals items. And then we could do row. There we go. So that allows to, if we need to grab that value and pass it to somewhere else, we should be able to grab it and say, hey, this is what happened here. All right, so let's see if this worked. And our adjustment will probably be all over the place. It'll probably look like crap if it worked. All right, so good thing is it succeeded. So that's a start. All right, so that loaded up fine. Let's go to linens. All right, so I don't know about you, but it doesn't, I don't see anything here. All right, so I bet it's the real estate of it. And I have a feeling that would be a problem. So let's go over here. We're gonna change some stuff around a little bit. Let's move this down here for now, because there's a lot of real estate here. We can move this back up here. Let's put it down here temporarily is we identify if the real estate is the problem. If that's the problem, we'll just have to adjust all these guys down here. And that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Alright, well, what the heck is going on? It's not identifying it. Alright. So did I put it over here? I did put it over here. Alright, so why is it not showing up? Alright. Did I forget to do something? Oh, you know what? This might be a problem. I have to change. Oh, crap. I think I have to do something with the delegate. As I remember now, let me see if I remember. Hold on, this could be a problem. Let me think about this. I think there is something that we have to do with the delegate, I think, and that's why it's not working. I think I know what I did wrong. So why it's not using this is we have to choose, we have to let it use, this guy right here has to use a delegate and a data source. So if you hit control, maybe, we'll keep it down here temporarily until we figure out what's going on. You have to go up to the top and choose data source. And then you also have to do the same thing again and hit your controller, choose delegate. So that's one thing. And then I think I have to, and this is where I don't know if it's going to cause a problem, but I need to associate that in my code. If I don't associate it in my code, then it's not going to work per se. So there's also that problem going on. So I was looking at my code that I wrote when I wrote this outside, and I noticed that in there, so it reminded me that I had to do this. So I need to have a UI picker view data source. So recognize that we're using a data source. And then I also need a UI picker view delegate. All right, let's see if that changes the picture here. Run it. And we have to fix these layouts. So we have a lot of fixing up to do. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, linens. All right, so it's, oh geez. Well, one thing is it's working, but it's not capturing the value. So there's something going on with that. So I need to identify what the heck's going on. So there's something else missing here. So let's see here. Let items equal level. So we have that there. Did I not put that in there? Always problems. Looks like I had something spelled wrong again. So I reran it, and as you see here, it is working. So I'm going to move the code back over here. Temporarily. I did have something spelled wrong, which what I did is I grabbed the code from my other stuff and put it in this other application to mirror to see what was different. And I was able to identify I had something spelled wrong, and I had some spacing issues. So go figure. Now the next thing I need to do here, as you see here, I need to fix this real estate. So this obviously is an issue. So I'm going to try to move it up and make some changes here. Why is this not letting me stop it? All right. Okay, that was weird. All right. Let's see here. Let me go to main storyboard. And I am going to move this guy around a little bit here. I might actually have to do a lot of changes here. So let's do this. Put that up. Put this guy up here for now. Put this guy down here temporarily. I'm gonna have to move everything down, probably. to make this work. So if I do this, that took me forever to move. And we'll let our expert on these things fix this up later on. Be Emily. She's our graphics expert. Let's see here. Oops, I need to grab a number. Move it down. And try to move this guy over a little bit. And house is right here. And now this is going to look. I know we have our text button at the bottom. So let's see. There we go. Succeeded. All right, go back to linens. And there you go. We had some adjustment problems on the, I know it doesn't look exactly how we described the client, but for time being, this is the best we can do based off what we have to work with. We'll probably have to space this out a little bit. But yeah, because this submit button is jacked up down here, so I have to move this up a little bit further. Let's see if I can fix that real quick while I got you guys going here. These fixing things up, alignment and stuff like that, can take hours. I mean, I can spend all day just fixing this crap up. I will have to get rid of that button soon, but I'm not too concerned about it at the moment. Let's see if this looks better. Hit buttons, and it does look a little better than it did before. So this is good. So the next video I'll do is when I do the API thing, I'll show you how this allows me to select the value. So this is good to go. It looks like, I don't know, like we'll let our expert Emily look at that. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This is me implementing the, want to say the spinner, but the picker into our code. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye for now.